Alright, so now I'm just going to show friction in the forearm with really the forearm flexors and extensors. And I'm doing this just to, because I know a lot of people, you know, in the phone, at the office, at the keyboard. So I'm going to show you some muscles that are implicated in carpal tunnel syndrome or any wrist pain that you would get from that overactivity. So I would have glided, warmed up the arm, just do some, this is just a different variation of deep gliding that Steve would have been doing earlier. Alright? So you see how the wrists and the fingers are reacting to my movement along the muscle. So we come up in here. Now up in here you see this muscle. This is where Steven was also working on earlier doing the kneading. Now we have the brachioradialis that comes across here, and then we have the flexors and extensors that come from the elbow down to the wrist. And also these nerves and the nerves and the vessels that really play a part in the finger movement and wrist movement come from in the cervical spine area on top of the thoracic, all down the arm. So any musculature that is tight in these areas can end up causing forearm pain, wrist pain, restricted finger movement. So we're going to come here now close to the elbow. And on most people you'll usually find a tight band. So we go in, you can do some trigger point here, just lean in. How's that? And then you can do some cross fiber friction. So cross fiber is just really to go across the length of the fiber. So we're trying to break up that stuckness. And you can actually see her finger flicking while I do this. Alright, you nice it up. Get that fluid going, get the heat moving, making the tissue pliable. And we can also come here on the top of the muscle and do some longitudinal friction. You good? You hanging in? So usually you can use these techniques together. You might want to use the cross fiber first just to break up the tissue, and then do some longitudinal just to kind of lengthen it out and rearrange it, right? Because that's kind of one of the things we're doing while we do massage. We seek to break up and then rearrange the tissue so that it can function as it's supposed to. So if you have carpal tunnel symptoms, anything of the sort, you can use those techniques in the arm. So I really just wanted to show you a different muscle group to do trigger point and friction on rather than the upper back. You can even, one thing I like to do is just to flick over. You go slow though. In and slow, because you really want to go through the tissue. Always remember that. So as I show you again, my body's leaning in. I'm not just using my fingers and going through. I'm leaning in with the body. Alright. Nice it up. Go all along. Come down to the wrists. Follow the muscle. Alright, that was the sharp but sweet trigger point therapy and friction work. Thank you for joining us.
And this has been basic foundational movements that you can use in massage, that you can incorporate into your daily life for the purpose of friends, family members, everybody in between. And this is Stephen from ES Wellness.
And this is Shane from ankhharmony. And we're just giving thanks for you all joining us today, and hopefully we can move together as a nation in health and wellness.